Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to Game 2 in a Best of 5 series being played between FXO Sheth. He's the purple Zerg over here on the far left side of MLG Metalopolis, so no close spawns will be possible. These players should be aware of that. EG IdrA is going to be the blue Zerg over here on the right side of the map, and he is currently leading the series 1-0. So Sheth has some work to do. He needs to try and catch up here on Metalopolis. This distance between bases is actually just a slightly longer distance than we just saw on Xel'Naga Caverns, so maybe that will come into play. I'm not sure. I am going to do some plugging for these players here in just a moment. FXOSheth.tv, you can go right now, unless you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you can go right now and watch him at FXOSheth.tv. He is live streaming his first-person view. He's also talking about all his decisions and things as he plays, so if you want something a little bit different than this observer view, if you don't really want to know what IdrA's doing, then you can go watch his first-person view, but right now, just EG IdrA here, he's got his own stream, of course. I believe it's idrajit.tv. He's not streaming right now, though. He has a bet currently with JP McDaniel where he wants to try and get state of the game with 20,000 viewers tomorrow night, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if we can actually get 20,000 viewers on the state of the game at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, May 3rd, he'll actually do a week straight of analysis and commentary. My chat is really confusing me now. They're saying they want to color the units with team colors. That's actually a great idea. So it's actually Alt-F, not Control-F. But you guys, you tried, and we did eventually figure it out. So now we have a red versus blue. It says purple versus blue at the top, though, so that's still a little confusing. Either way, Sheth is now our red Zerg / purple Zerg, and IdrA remains the blue Zerg. This will be a little bit easier to see, I think, though. Sheth, going to be dropping Hatch first over here, I believe. Yes, Hatch first for Sheth, Hatch first for IdrA. Both players doing the same exact strategy, just slightly different timings there. And Sheth is going to be the first one to get an extractor up here in his main. IdrA still with no extractor yet. I actually already had his extractor up. Man, I was really, really losing my train of thought there. But now we're good. And everything is good. And we're happy. So hatcheries up for both players here in just a moment. Both of them choosing to do a bit of more of an economic strategy now that they are at cross position ZVZ. Sheth skipping the Baneling Nest, going straight for the Roach Warren. We'll see what IdrA does. Is he going to actually do a flyover with this Overlord and risk losing it to a Queen just to find out that pivotal information? Or will he just wait for Sheth to show up with a ton of roaches? Who knows? He might just happily macro away, building tons and tons of drones like you would expect. He's only building 2 Lings right now, probably just going to try and do some scouting with them and eventually take the Xel'Naga Towers if they manage to live. IdrA does have Zergling speed started now. Sheth does not quite have that started. He's going to send 6 Lings across the middle of the map here, though, to take a look at what his opponent IdrA is doing. Will he get there in time to actually see anything? I'm not sure. Did IdrA build a Roach Warren anywhere? It doesn't look like it. He also hasn't built a Baneling Nest yet, so he is just right on Zergling speed so far, not building any additional tech. Now we see a Baneling Nest coming up for IdrA, and in my experience with casting ZVZ games, Roaches beat Banelings pretty badly in most cases, so we'll see if Sheth has what it takes to actually pull out a win here. Just with the build order rock, paper, scissors. I mean, Banelings, of course, do very little damage to Roaches. Sheth actually building a Baneling Nest of his own now. Did he cancel that Roach Warren? Oh no, Sheth, why'd you cancel the Roach Warren, man? I think Roaches are better than Banelings. I don't know. Sheth would obviously know better than I do since he is top 10 North America and one of the best Zerg players in all of North America. But now he's a little bit behind IdrA on the Baneling Nest. Has no Roach Warren here to speak of. Maybe he's just worried about not having enough gas to support enough Roaches. I'm not sure. But IdrA is arrived here now with a lot of Lings. I don't think he'll be able to take out this Queen with that number of Lings and the Spinecrawler on the way and all these supporting Lings coming in from the main and the natural. IdrA just getting as much information as he can and then scurrying away with his 2 surviving Lings. He's starting to make Banelings already, though, and so is Sheth. IdrA should see these Baneling eggs now. Yes, he is fully aware that there's a Baneling Nest up and no Roaches anymore. Both players actually getting a Spinecrawler outside of their natural, as you would expect, against Baneling Ling. It does take several Banelings to try and break down a Spinecrawler quickly. IdrA's going to have a lot of banelings over here, way over at his natural. I'm interested to see if Sheth will come over here first and then morph his banelings. He's saving a few. Wow, he just ran right into those banelings and lost so many speedlings there. But both players essentially even. IdrA does have a 7-5 supply lead. It's constantly changing, but he's very, very slightly ahead. Sheth trying to run in here on the right side, but of course that Spinecrawler and these speedlings from IdrA clean that out quite quickly. It looks like he may have gotten a drone kill. Now we have banelings trading for banelings here. Ooh, Sheth definitely did not want to kill that baneling with those lings. He would lose so many. Probably wants to just slam that baneling in. Yeah, there we go. Perfect trade-off there, not losing any more lings than he had to. 49 supply for IdrA, 48 for Sheth, so he is catching up slowly but surely. That was a good exchange for him. He's probably just going to run back home here, continue doing some things back at home. Evolution Chamber and double Evolution Chamber, actually, for Sheth coming along. Gas number 2, 3, and 4 all going up at once. IdrA starting to come in here with some speedlings of his own. Will he be able to actually kill any drones here? Let's take a look, and it looks like, yes, one drone goes down, and then he's sort of changed sights over to the Queen, but Sheth, with more than enough speedlings to be able to repel that, is just going to chase him on out of there. Now that these gas are finished, Sheth probably could start transitioning toward a lair now. His opponent IdrA is already doing just that, getting his lair up. Both players, this red and blue, running down the highway, speedlings after speedlings. IdrA tried to get a baneling in there, but it was a little bit too slow. Once that lair is done, he can get his baneling speed, of course, and get some additional tech. He's only got, actually, he's already got one evolution chamber, getting that second one now, +1 range attack here, and a roach warren. So basically, essentially, the exact same thing we saw on Xel'Naga Caverns, except this time IdrA doesn't have a 40 supply lead, he's only got a 10 supply lead. So Sheth has been a little bit better on his exchanges so far. We've got Ling against Ling here once again. It looks like, I have no idea who's going to actually win that exchange. Sheth definitely, with the help of these banelings, would win that fight, but IdrA is just going to run away, of course. Doesn't want to lose those lings for no reason. Roach warren done here for Sheth. Lair about 30-40% complete. Both of these evolution chambers working full-time now with their range and armor upgrades. IdrA taking a third base over here. So he is going to be fully set going into the mid-game. Sheth, 5 lings, just running around, attack moving, trying to look for creep anywhere he can to see if IdrA has been expanding. Sheth actually taking the gold base now, so this is a bit of a gamble. I'm not sure if IdrA actually saw that drone going over there or not, but he's not presently aware of it. Sheth did take a little nibble there on that hatch before continuing on, and now he sees these roaches, so he can basically be sure that IdrA is switching full-time into roach production. We have 7 drones coming out now, both players trying to take their third bases here. IdrA, as far as I know, still does not know about that gold base. Good exchange there. Nah, sort of. They both kind of evenly went there. And now IdrA is for sure aware of this gold base as that Ling runs up there and gets exterminated. So both players realize their opponents will be on 3 bases here soon. IdrA's is already finished, actually. Sheth still just slightly behind in supplies. 10 supply down every time I look. At harvester count right now, IdrA's up by 20, so that means that Sheth is actually potentially ahead in total army value. Let's look at it. Yeah, Sheth actually has the superior army value, but inferior economy. Glial Reconstitution, +2 Zerg missile attacks coming for both players. IdrA's a little bit slower on his armor upgrade. He's getting 11 roaches cranked out right now. That is going to take him way ahead in supply. It's now 125 against 99. That last round of roaches could actually be all that IdrA needs. Look at how scary this looks. And Sheth, I don't believe, has seen it yet, but he is going to come match right here with a huge force of roaches on his own. Sheth actually has more roaches right here, so if they were to engage, Sheth would be able to actually take him out. Even with a pitiful concave, he should be fine there. But with this gold base here now, Sheth should be catching up in gold mineral income, but he actually isn't because IdrA is so far ahead of him. He's 19 harvesters ahead. Switch back to the production tab now. We see pathogen glands being researched for IdrA. So he is switching into that lair tech with infestors. Sheth, on the other hand, I don't think has an infestation pit, but it looks like some roaches might be on the move here again from IdrA. Sheth backing out so he can kind of make a concave if it comes down to it. But yeah, no infestation pit here from Sheth. So infestors, like I said in the first game, do a hell of a job against those roaches because of their armored unit type. And fungal growth does extra damage to armored units if you didn't know. But Infestors against Roaches is going to be a very, very difficult thing for Sheth to deal with, even if he has more of them. It will drain their HP so fast, but Sheth is getting Burrow. His Infestation Pit is now complete. He's going to have +2/+2 upgrades, a little bit faster than IdrA, so that's fine. 7 Roaches incoming for Sheth. He's sitting at 150 supply, IdrA at 166, still so far ahead. These Infestors are totally going to change the course of this battle, though, if IdrA can get them out quickly enough. Actually, IdrA's got more supply, he's got more harvesters, and he's got additional tech that Sheth does not, so even with these upgrades, it's going to be very difficult for Sheth to stay in this game. And now, whoa, did IdrA's upgrades actually finish first? Yeah, he's got 2-1 upgrades before Sheth has his 2-2, but if Sheth waits to engage here, he could actually still be in a beneficial position. Lots of speedlings coming over here from IdrA, but Sheth did actually manage to shut down that 4th base. IdrA looking over here to see if Sheth actually had a 4th base or not. We are going to have 2 engagements. We've got this Ling Harass over here at the natural. Sheth is actually going to wait. He's not going to actually press in. He wants to deal with this first, it looks like. IdrA should be aware that Sheth's entire army is over by his gold base, over by his 3rd. Because he does have those creep tumors on the ground, but now it looks like those Lings are starting to get killed off a little bit. There's a big fungal right there already from IdrA. Just watch those HP bars decrease, and now watch the supply at the top, and you'll see it just drain down. Sheth burrows. He's going to be able to regen some HP here, but these Infestors are just going to wait on top of them. There is enough for another fungal here, so as soon as he unburrows, IdrA should do another big fungal. There we see it. An Overseer should be coming along as well any time now, but it looks like Sheth is going to lose the majority of these Roaches. Check out that supply now, 180 against 119. Sheth looking very, very between a rock and a hard place, let's say, or between a roach and a hard place. He's got a lot of roaches here still at this plausible 4th location for IdrA, but IdrA is taking the gold base now, so he doesn't even care about that spot anymore. He's got way more roaches than Sheth. This counterattack should actually seal the deal, unfortunately, for our player Sheth here, this red Zerg on the left side of the map. I don't think he's going to be able to withstand this attack. He does have a ton of roaches here, but with fungal growth on IdrA's side, he does have 2-1 or 2-2 complete now, so both players do have their 2-2. IdrA has way more supply in his army. There's a fungal actually on top of Sheth's army. I was going to say there's an Infestor, but it looks like he didn't even get a fungal off before getting killed. And 9 more roaches are in production here for Sheth. He is using his burrow to his advantage. I don't see any detection here from IdrA, but that regen on those roaches is just not fast enough to deal with the surplus of roaches that IdrA has here. And of course, another fungal growth going to melt those guys down so quickly. The supply is now 186 to 87. Sheth GG, so IdrA taking a 2-0 lead here on MLG Metalopolis. Now let's go into Game 3 and see if Sheth can do something to stay in this best-of-5 series.